The night sky, usually a canvas of peaceful darkness, erupted in blinding light. A shockwave, born from the heart of the Quantum Research Institute, ripped through the city. Aiko, gazing out her window, felt a tremor run through the ground. Curiosity piqued. She stepped onto her balcony, drawn to the spectacle unfolding in the distance. As smoke billowed into the sky, a cascade of shimmering fragments rained down upon the city. One such fragment, pulsating with an otherworldly energy, landed softly on Aiko's balcony. Its glow was mesmerizing, drawing her in. Without hesitation, Aiko reached out and touched the fragment. The world dissolved into a kaleidoscope of colors and visions. Aiko saw glimpses of herself, older, wielding incredible power. These images, fleeting and fragmented, filled her with a sense of awe and wonder. Yet beneath the surface of this newfound wonder, a seed of fear began to sprout. The visions were chaotic, uncontrolled, leaving Aiko feeling disoriented and overwhelmed. The fragment, once warm and inviting, now pulsed with an unsettling energy. School, once a place of routine and comfort, became a strange and unsettling experience. Aiko found herself struggling to focus, her mind flooded with echoes of the visions. The familiar faces of her classmates seemed distant, their voices muffled as if separated by a thick fog. Even the simplest of tasks, like reading a textbook or writing a sentence, felt insurmountable. The world around her seemed to move at a different pace, out of sync with her own perception of time. Walking home that day, Aiko felt a prickling sensation on the back of her neck, a feeling of being watched. Turning quickly, she saw nothing but a flicker of movement in the shadows across the street. Fear, cold and sharp, pierced through her. She was no longer just a normal schoolgirl. Something had changed, something profound and terrifying. The fragment had awakened something within her, something powerful and unknown. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows, stepping into the pool of light beneath a flickering street lamp. He was tall and lean, with piercing blue eyes that seemed to see right through her. "Aiko," he said, his voice a low and steady murmur. "My name is Ren Kazama. We need to talk about the shard you touched." His words, spoken with an air of urgency, sent a shiver down Aiko's spine. Ren explained that the fragment was a piece of fractured time itself, capable of granting unimaginable power. He warned her about the dangers of wielding such power, of the shadowy figures that would soon come seeking to claim it for themselves. Aiko, overwhelmed and frightened, could only nod, her mind reeling from the implications of his words. The world, once familiar and safe, now felt like a dangerous and unpredictable place. The line between reality and the fragmented visions was blurring, and Aiko found herself questioning everything she thought she knew. Days later, Aiko's worst fears were realized. A group of figures, their faces obscured by dark hoods, cornered her in a deserted alleyway. Time seemed to warp around them, bending to their will. One moment they were meters away, the next they were inches from her face. Fear surged through Aiko, threatening to consume her. But before they could lay a hand on her, Ren appeared, a whirlwind of motion and energy. He fought with a grace and precision that bordered on the supernatural, his movements a blur to Aiko's untrained eye. The air crackled with energy as time itself seemed to fracture and reform around them. The attackers, momentarily stunned by Ren's sudden appearance, regrouped, their eyes burning with an unsettling intensity. "The Fracture Syndicate," Ren growled, deflecting a blast of distorted time with a flick of his wrist. "They manipulate time for their own twisted purposes." Aiko watched in awe and terror as the battle raged around her, the very fabric of reality fraying at the edges. This was her new reality, a world where time was a weapon, and she was caught in the crossfire.